Tu vu ça? C'est malade!
What's going on?
Hi, Mary.
Mary?
Nice to meet you. Please.
Hi, can I come in?
Ew.
Yeah, please. Come on.
Right up on the car, talk, right, Fitz?
So you're the mom.
Why does mom look like that?
So on the website it said that you're a mom already, right? So where are your kids now? Are they older?
Oh no, I never got to grow up.
What? What does that mean?
Sweetheart, let me fix your hair.
That's okay, that's okay. Why are you doing that? He's full stop. He's an adult. Okay, if I'm being honest with you, we don't really need a mom. We were just trying to see what it was like buying one.
Boys, where's your kitchen? You must be hungry.
So right here, if you guys see, I'm driving near a stadium. That stadium probably holds about 20,000 people every weekend. There's 20,000 people being fans of a couple men on the field throwing a ball around. A couple people throwing a ball around. How can you be a grown man still obsessed with sports? A grown person still obsessed with sports. You're a grown dude with another man wearing another man's shirt just talking about go. Your whole family, you know what I'm saying, needs money. You need money. Bro, at least try to get some money. Y'all boys is over here watching sports and cheering for other men. I could never do that, bro. Even when I was broke, I was thinking like, no, I can't go and cheer for another man when I don't have things going on right in my life. Bro, you need if you wanted to be a cheerleader, all you had to do is just sign up.
It is a schizophrenic simulator that someone with schizophrenia made. Have you seen the video on my top left? What I'm about to tell you will change the entire way you look at your life and just disabilities in general. So I'll continue to let the schizophrenia simulator play along with what I'm saying and let you hear some from it as well. Now this video I was showing you in the top left corner, it's a guy detailing a group of people that were testing out artificial intelligence glasses at zoos. And these people were not seeing animals, but creatures. Crazy part, they're not physical creatures. They were literally seeing demons. Much like the Vietnam War and the glasses that they were using, they would see oncoming demons, fields of unalive people, all sorts of things in the spiritual realm. At this point, we all know that artificial intelligence is quite literally fallen angel technology. Now, the schizophrenia simulator has a whole lot to do with it. It's also the topic of the movie They Live. In the movie, every time he put his glasses on, he saw things as they really were, not just people turning into these creatures or demons, but he also saw words changing and the true admission of what they're trying to do on magazines and other headlines. And allegedly, even today, there's still people that have these so-called Dysonian glasses where they can see things in the spiritual realm, and they can show you, they put a lens in front of their camera, and they can now see UFOs and spiritual things in the sky. So now how does this connect? A schizophrenia simulator and also some guy having a group of people using artificial intelligence glasses and seeing demons instead of animals. It's quite possible that the artificial intelligence was showing real things that were there that human eyes cannot see. And this is much like when you use a process of layers and other configuration to show you things that are there that the eyes can't see. Like when I keep finding this battery-like crescent that's powering the sun that's in the sky right now. OG followers remember that?
Like this right here.
So that to this, what's the relation? I don't believe, first off, I'm my doctor, I don't believe that these things are disabilities in the way we see it. I have family that are schizophrenic, and for years on years now I have said, it's not a disability, they are actually seeing what's in the spiritual realm. There are quite literally videos of a lady in a psych ward, and she would see all these things. And when she finally started to command them or rebuke them in the name of Jesus, they all went from loving, crazy, whatever they're doing, to insane and vanish. I believe that this is a disorder in the human brain which really activates and hyperactivates the pineal gland, that they can see things because we have the pineal gland that God gave to us so we can hear Him, which is why they calcify the pineal gland. And also children and animals tend to be able to see ghosts. I'm not a betting person, but I would bet you that if you take someone who's diagnosed with this disorder and have them doing a brain scan while they're hallucinating, I bet you would see the pineal gland light up in their head. But it's the world and the textbooks that don't want us believing in spiritual things. It's not a standalone thing. Take any of these disabilities. You find that most people with these disabilities, like autism, they end up being geniuses. A whole bunch of the geniuses back in time, they would tell you that they got their information from other sources outside of themselves. Tesla, Mozart, on and on. Whether you realize it or not, whether you see it or not, things like this, principalities like this right here, huge structures like this right here, these things are always around us. And guess what?
Virtually every team owner gambles on football teams?
Well, I'm saying that no fewer than 26
That's
NFL team owners have documented ties. Past and present NFL team owners have documented business ties to either the gambling community and or the organized crime syndicate. I'm also saying that no fewer than 70 NFL games have been fixed.
now that's pretty rough stuff. You're saying no fewer than 70 NFL games have been fixed. You mean the outcome, the point spread, what?
I'm saying the points were shaved and thereby fixed. Yeah.
How does this happen?
Well, I first got into this about 1983. Vincent Persani, who is the head of the Michigan State Attorney General's Office Organized Crime Division, told me, if you're going to do a book about the NFL, Dan, you're going to have to get into this guy, Don Dawson, because he was fixing games. We knew it. I went to my friends and my sources at the Internal Revenue Service, the Organized Crime Intelligence Division. They said Don Dawson was fixing games. I went to the FBI, the Organized Crime and Racketeering Section of the Justice Department, and Strike Force field offices. Everybody told me what Don Dawson was fixing games. At that point, I had enough evidence to print that allegedly Don Dawson was fixing NFL games. He was a major bookmaker in the Midwest. I then went to Dawson, I tracked him down, I jumped through all kinds of hoops to interview him, and when I interviewed him on about the 7th or 8th interview, he admitted to me that he had personally participated in the fixing of no fewer than 32 NFL games.
How does that happen?
He liked to work with the quarterback. He would go to the quarterback would come to him and say, I need some bread. What's the line on the game this week? And the bookmaker would say, you guys are favored by 6 points. And then the reply was, we're not going to cover the spread. And basically that was it.
Now, do you name players?
Oh, sure. I name players. And also in 1979, I go into the specifics of 8 fixed games that were allegedly fixed by 2 referees who were investigated by both the FBI and the IRS. And I list the 8 games on page 308 of the book.
Yeah. The obvious question, you're talking about all these games being fixed. You're talking about all these people involved. You're talking about going to various agencies, and they're saying who the people are involved. Why has this gone uncovered if this is the case?
What I'm also alleging in the book is that no fewer than 50 legitimate investigations of corruption within the NFL have been either suppressed or just flat out killed as a result of a sweetheart relationship between NFL security, which is the internal police force within the league, and a variety of federal and state and local law enforcement agencies. I'm a big baseball fan, and I have more respect for baseball right now because of the way it's handled the Pete Rose case in the open and honest manner that it's handled this case than I've ever had before. I have more confidence in baseball because it's handled.
Well, how do these investigations get quashed?
Basically, the NFL security people, who are all former Justice Department people, will go to their colleagues, their old colleagues in the Justice Department, or in these various law enforcement agencies, and they'll say, we can handle this internally. Let us handle it internally so that we're not getting all the publicity that we would be getting. And so, to all intents and purposes, these investigations I can cite chapter and verse. Again, I cite about 50 in the book.
It is a strange sport because it is the one sport where you can go to a game and come away, even if your home team has won, disappointed.
Photo shoot, they took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They have OD cars. They got a 3-seater McLaren. They got a Ferrari. And I'm asking them, like, how y'all get all this money? They're like, we do demonic rituals. I'm laughing. No, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, no, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? They say, the Illuminati never talk to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at them. Like, bro, you playing the game. They're like, bro, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all that initiation. I'm like, what? I'm like, who is that? What is you talking about, gang? Keep it PG-13. He was basically saying, either you let him peg you or you do oral, and you'll get whatever you want. If you want to be the next big actress, next big whoever, I can take you to somebody. And all you gotta let them do is just do what they want to do to you. Just for a night. Do some gay, basically do some gay. They doing all this, I'm trying to call my Uber. We on top of the mountain though. I don't got no service. The people who booked me left. After they leave, I'm in the car with the other dude that they called up to have a photo shoot with me. I get in the car with him in a 3-seater McLaren. On the way up, we go all the way up, like in the swivel, like all the way around the mountain. Yeah. On the way down, we take a right. So he not going the same way that we came up. So then that's what I tried. I'm like, take me to go get some McDonald's, man. He said, we're not gonna take you to get no McDonald's. We spent all this money to get you up here. This face change game in front of me. You see Venom? Like,
yeah, like
Spider-Man?
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Kind of like that. Probably about this one. Face change. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about right here. Like, see somebody morph into something?
Yeah.
It's like that. It threw me all the way off. We in a 3-seater McLaren, so it's like a button you gotta push to get up out of there.
Gotcha.
He smack up mailbox. So now he hit the button and he get up out of there. He hit the button to get up out of there. I see the button, I'm getting up out of there too. I hit the button. Guess what? It's a mailman come out of nowhere. I run up to him, I'm like, hey bro, let me get in the back of your truck. He looking at me like, oh, damn. No. I look at him, I'm like, bro, just let me get in the back of your truck. I'm like, please just take me down to the bottom. Please just take me down to the bottom. It was God, he took me down to the bottom. Like, people on the camera, you ain't gotta believe me, I don't care. I really saw this.
I believe it.
And it made me, that's what made me know that the devil and God was real.
There's no satellites out there either, nigga. There's no satellites.
They have so many compartments that break off. So how does it shoot the same when it lands? Yeah. Same shit takes off.
Or even the satellite.
No, there's no satellites. They are hanging satellites in the firmament. This is our GPS system. They throwing shit into the firmament, and that's the permanent GPS system. Call it space. But the space between Earth and God is called the firmament. And until he opens that up, it's going to be continued. Firmament. We're his pets. Imagine having hamsters. And they wild and motherfucker. If you let them out, they eat your dog and your cats. You gotta have a cap on it, don't you? That's called the firmament. It's in the Bible. Nothing will get through the firmament.
You want to hear something really fascinating? Sure. When you look at the legend of Noah's Ark and the flood, I'm not suggesting that there was a flood that covered every mountain on Earth, and nor am I suggesting that there was a boat that housed every species of animal on Earth. However, if Noah's Ark existed, many believe that it was crashed onto Mount Ararat, which is also in Turkey. And something fascinating is that in the Bible, in Genesis 8:20, some of the first verses after Noah emerged from the flood, is that he was said to have constructed an altar to the Lord where he sacrificed some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird. Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey. And every single one of those pillars annotates animals. And some have suggested that it could be Noah's altar. Now, that could be one reason why they wouldn't want to excavate it, is because Turkey is an Islamic country. And if there was some Christian religious belief that was corroborated, they might not want that to happen.
That would be similar to the homes we have in the United States. And I wanted to show you guys this house we looked at purchasing. This was filmed on my Meta glasses, so I'm actually just walking around with my glasses on. And then there's a bathroom and an elevator. And then here's the living room and dining room space. And then the kitchen area. And Chinese people cook with a lot of oils, so there's always a door on the kitchen that closes. And then you guys can see the massive sliding doors to the backyard. So those doors just slide shut from each side. And then the landscaping that was already done. So one of the things we liked about this house specifically was it was already staged, and we tried to buy the model home just like it was, but somebody had already purchased it. So the delivery time on this home was going to be like 6 to 8 months out. So that really didn't meet our needs, and we ended up remodeling our own home. So here as we go upstairs, you'll see the bedroom on your left there, and then up front, I'll go ahead and go up front again. This is like a bonus room. So similar in the United States, what we call a bonus room, it just doesn't have a door, but it's extra space you could use for like a lounge area or an office or a kid's playroom. So the house is pretty big, and it's 4 stories tall. This is like a random table, and I'm not sure what I would even do with that, like if it's a makeup table or something for one of the bedrooms, but I'll jump upstairs again and I'll show you guys the view. So here we're on the top floor, and looking out with the view, you can see everybody's backyards, and then you have plenty of space to do like a barbecue. And the master bedroom's on the top floor, so here you guys go with that. And this is the master bedroom. It's the whole upstairs, and you have a massive walk-in shower as well. So hopefully this is helpful, guys, and it shows you a side of China you wouldn't otherwise see.
Through the firmament, going back to where it came from, more than likely something that's watching over us. Galactic Federation, could be anything, but have a look at this. It's penetrating through the firmament. They had the technology to do this. We don't have this technology. Look at this. God, right through the waters above. This is why the sky is blue, guys, because there's waters above the firmament. As above, so below. Look at this, God. Just like you would be going into water, or it would be going into water, exactly how it would look. This was over Japan. One more time here. Right into the waters above. God. Wild stuff.
This went on for, I was in this club for about a year. 2 years from the start of the process to sort of getting out, really. And at one of the last rituals that I went to is where I lost all bearings on fucking reality and shit myself. And it was in France, and it's done a shoot. And stuff going to an after party. It was a huge event. They had like acrobatics on, fucking fire breathers. It was boss. And later on in the night, bear in mind, I was drinking, but I'm not drunk, type of thing. Don't take any drugs, nothing like that. And later on in the night, they're bringing out these platters, and I comes back into like the main, wasn't a hall, but like the main room where everyone was, and there's a body on a table just like this. In fact, this is round about the same size that it was. Like an overweight fella's body, cut open with everything hanging out. It's all being decorated with grapes and leaves and flowers, and but like what I think was a kidney was hanging out. His tongue had been cut out, and it was on someone's plate. Who was just eating it. His eyes had been pulled out, but like they were still on the stalky thing, so they were just hanging. And I remember looking at it and panicking. I just had a panic attack, and I started screaming, and I was like, what the fuck, that's a dead body. That's some fella comes behind me that had known, I'd seen him, but I'd never spoke to him at these places, and he goes, "You're making a scene, calm yourself down, it's just art, man." And I was like, this isn't art, and like the fucking scout beard came out of me, and I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? I lost my fucking shit, and I'm running down this hall looking for the toilets, and this fella comes behind me again, and he grabs me and he throws me in this room pitch black, absolutely pitch black, and he gives me a drink, and it's this pink fizzy drink, and I'm like, no, I don't want a drink, and he's going, "You're gonna have to calm down, you need to calm down, you're ruining the night for everyone. Do you not understand? You're making a scene and you're frightening other people, it's just art, it's not real, it fucking was real." I know what art is, and that was a dead body.
There are giants in the caves, there are giants in the national parks, there are giants in the foreign countries, in the lands that are not inhabited, the lands where there aren't much human presence. There are Nephilim, they are an abomination to creation, and they still exist to this day. They are not gone. Where would they go? They were supposed to be wiped out with the flood, but the Bible tells us that they were still there in Joshua's time. They were still there in David's time. The sons of these Nephilim, the sons of the fallen angels.
which became the son for the Nephilim. One can deduce two things. Either A, they just continued passing down their corrupted genome. They found a way to do it. They got creative, survived the flood, and they're like a watered down sense of what the giants used to be. Or B, these fallen angels are still finding women to do their rituals with and create these offspring. You think that I'm just talking about things that are just science fiction or Bible lore? I want you to go on Google or go on YouTube and type in the Kandahar giant. Type in the Kandahar giant and go ahead and try to find one of the most reputable videos, depending on your time constraint, and just watch and listen. This testimony comes from soldiers who were over in Kandahar, who encountered a giant and it was swept underneath the rug. Once they got their hands on the situation, the government and the powers that be came in and took control and made them all sign NDAs and a bunch of other classified documents. My point here is that the tales of old in Genesis, the tales throughout the Old Testament, they are not purely tales. In fact, you will find in this testimony, just as it tells us in the Bible, that the Nephilim, the giants, the mighty ones, the ones of renown, they had 6 fingers and 6 toes. Strangely enough, in this testimony of the Kandahar giant, the soldiers accounted that this creature that they encountered had 6 fingers and 6 toes, also had red hair, as also testified in the Old Testament. Let me know your thoughts. Go ahead, check me out on Instagram and YouTube at Blade of Judah. Check me out on Facebook as well. Let's speak about some of the topics that people are afraid to talk about. People are afraid that they will be looked at as if they're strange, or they're crazy, or they're off the rocker. The Bible says it is the foolish things of the world which will confound
Buc-ee's is a great
the wise.
example of if they wanted to, they would, but business style. The lowest paid worker at Buc-ee's is paid $18 an hour. Managers, not even GMs, make $150K. And yet, the things at Buc-ee's are not expensive, and they have so many things. And their yearly revenue is still in the billions. If every employer was like Buc-ee's, imagine what our economy would be.
Look what they doing. Look at this video.
Parents, listen up. If your child is wearing these, it is time for you to watch this video, and hopefully by watching this video, you will change your mind and not let them wear it. It is serious. Everything that is being touched with your bare foot, it is traveling right into the bloodstream. This stuff right here is made out of toxic plastic, and that is going right through their bloodstream. Listen up and let me know.
Don't wear this type of foam footwear this summer until you hear this. They feel lightweight, soft, and easy, but what most people don't realize is that when these shoes heat up in the sun, on the pavement, or at the beach, they start releasing toxic chemicals, for real. Most foam footwear, including flip-flops and slides, are made from something called EVA foam. This is one of the most toxic types of plastics out there, and it's especially toxic for kids. But here's the part that no one's really discussing, that the soles of your feet are one of the most absorbent areas of your entire body. So when you're walking around barefoot in these foam shoes, you're not just touching plastic, you're absorbing toxins directly into your bloodstream. If it were me, I'd ditch the foam and switch to something natural, like real leather or a toxin-free alternative.